Good morning, dear learner. Good morning, dear everyone. Happy to meet you again for another session. My name is Mr. Ganame, an English teacher. We are back here in Terminal Day for a grammar lesson entitled The Superlative. Grammar. The superlative. Okay, last time we covered the comparatives because we compare two things. We can also compare two persons. We can also compare two animals. And we explain how to recognize the short adjective and the long adjective because it's important in terms of comparisons. We use the adjective in order to compare, and also we use the adjective for the superlative. So we are going to start with the superlative as far as the short adjective is concerned. Superlative with short adjective, and in the second point will be the superlative with long adjective, and the last point will be the superlative with the irregular adjective. Number one, superlative with short adjective. As we know what is a short adjective, for the rule it is simple. We just add est to the short adjective in order to have the superlative. To get the superlative, we just add est to the short adjective. So we can draw the rule of formations with the superlative. It is plus the short adjective in est plus the est, then with the adjective. Example: the oldest. The oldest. Then we have the short adjective old, and the rule is the plus est to the short adjective. Then the oldest, which means le plus âgé. And also we have another example, the happiest. The happiest, in this case, the adjective ended by y, then we replace the y into I before we add the est, then which means le plus heureux. And also we have another example, the youngest. Here we have young, then we add est to the adjective to get the superlative, which means le plus jeune. Example: in a sentence, we can say that Tenakuru is the highest. Then with high, with is the short adjective, the highest month. Then highest month. Then in Burkina Faso. Yes, in Burkina Faso. Then here we use the superlative in a meaningful sentences. Okay? Then Tenakuru is the highest month, in Burkina Faso. Another example, April is the hottest. Here we have hot. Then if the adjective, the short adjective is ended by a consonant, preceded by a vowel, we double the final consonant before we add the est. So we double here the t before we add the est to the short adjective. Then so we have the superlative. April is the hottest. Yes, month is the hottest. Then month of the year. Then in Burkina Faso. Okay, yes, then, which means avril, donc, est le mois le plus chaud de l'année, donc, au Burkina Faso. Then, these two sentences illustrate the rule of formation as far as the superlative of short adjective then is concerned. Now, we are going to deal with the long adjective. Number 2, with the long adjective, superlative with the long adjective. The rule of formation is the following. It is the plus most or least. It can be the least also, plus the long adjective. Okay, this is the rule of formation. Example, you can say the most important. Here, the most important. The most important. Okay, another example, we have the least with least, then the least expensive. The least expensive. The most important, which means le plus important, and the least expensive, le moins cher. Then we are going to contextualize these two examples. Okay, we can say that the most important thing for the people is to learn his lesson. Okay, the most important thing for a people is to learn his lesson, which means in French, la chose la plus importante pour un élève est d'apprendre ses leçons. Then we have here the most plus the important. Okay, then we contextualize the first example. Now we are going to contextualize the second example. Then the least expensive article in this store is a pen. The least expensive article in this store then is a pen. Okay, which means in French l'article le moins cher dans cette boutique est un brick. Okay, then there are also other examples. You can say that Alida is the most beautiful girl in this classroom. Okay, there are also another example that in addition to what has been listed on the board.